Chapter 4. Issue of Debentures. Question 6. Answer the following questions. 8 marks each. 1. Briefly explain the provisions of Companies Act 2013 for issue of debentures. Answer. Following provisions of the Companies Act 2013 are to be complied with by the company while issuing debentures. 1. No voting rights. A company cannot issue debentures carrying voting rights. Debenture holders are creditors of the company, and hence, they do not enjoy voting rights. However, they can vote on those matters which affect their interest. 2. Types of debentures. A company can issue secured debentures, unsecured debentures, non-convertible debentures, partly convertible debentures, or fully convertible debentures. All debentures to be issued are redeemable. That is, a company cannot issue irredeemable debentures. In case of issue of convertible debentures, the company has to get the approval of shareholders in the general meeting by passing a special resolution. 3. Payment of interest and redemption. Terms and conditions of issue of debentures are contained in the prospectus. The company shall pay interest and redeem the debentures as per these terms and conditions. 4. Debenture certificate. Debenture certificates are to be given to the debenture holders within 6 months of the allotment of debentures. 5. Create debenture redemption reserve. The company issuing debentures is required to create a debenture redemption reserve, DRR. A part of the profit is credited to DRR every year. The amount in DRR can only be used for redemption of debentures. As per Companies, Share Capital and Debentures, Amendment Rules 2019, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, MCA, has removed DRR requirement for listed companies, NBFCs, and housing finance companies. 6. Appointment of debenture trustees. Debenture trustees are appointed to protect the interest of debenture holders and resolve their grievances, if any. Company has to appoint one or more debenture trustees if it issues prospectus or invites more than 500 people, public or its members, to purchase debentures. The company has to execute a debenture trust deed with the debenture trustees. 7. Debenture trustees can approach NCLT. If the company makes a default in repayment of principal amount of debentures on maturity or payment of interest thereon, the debenture trustees can approach the National Company Law Tribunal, NCLT. The NCLT can direct the defaulting company to repay the principal amount of debentures or interest thereon. 8. Impose restrictions. If, in the opinion of the debenture trustees, the assets of the company are insufficient or likely to become insufficient to repay the principal amount of debentures, it may approach the NCLT. In order to protect the interest of the debenture holders, the NCLT can impose restrictions on the company from incurring further liabilities. 9. Punishment for contravention of provisions of the Companies Act. If any of the above provisions, contained in the Companies Act 2013, are not complied with by the company, then the company, and its officers in default, shall be liable to pay fine, or the officers can be imprisoned, or both, as prescribed in the Act. 2. Explain briefly the procedure for issue of debentures. Answer. A company has to follow the following procedure for issue of debentures. 1. Pass resolution in the board meeting. Company, intending to issue debenture, has to call a board meeting and pass following resolutions. 1. Amount of debentures, type of debentures, and terms and conditions of issue. 2. approve prospectus, or offer letter, or letter of offer. 3. Approve appointment of debenture trustees, and obtain their written consent. 4. Authorize board, to create charge, on the assets of the company. 5. If the board's borrowing powers, need to be increased, call extraordinary general meeting of shareholders. 6. Authorize board, to open a separate bank account, for receiving debenture application money. 2. Hold extraordinary general meeting, EGM. If there is a need, to increase the borrowing powers of the board, EGM has to be convened, to get the shareholders' approval, through a special resolution. 3. Filing with Registrar of Companies. The special resolution, passed in the EGM, has to be filed, with the Registrar of Companies, within 30 days. A copy of prospectus, or letter of offer, has also to be filed, with the Registrar of Companies. 4. Obtain credit rating. Company has to obtain credit rating for its debentures, from one or more credit rating agencies. The rating given must be mentioned, in the prospectus, or letter of offer. 5. Enter into underwriting agreement. Company then enters into an underwriting agreement, with the underwriters, for debentures issue. 6. Issue prospectus, or offer letter, or letter of offer. If the company is inviting the public, to buy its debentures, it has to issue prospectus. If the company makes private placement, it has to issue offer letter. If the company issues debentures, as rights issue, it has to issue letter of offer. 7. Open separate bank account. Company then opens a separate bank account, in a scheduled bank, wherein the money received from the applicants, will be deposited. 8. Receiving application money. Those who intend to purchase the debentures of the company, will submit their applications, along with the required money, to the specified bank, within the period mentioned in the prospectus, or offer letter, or letter of offer. 9. Hold board meeting. After the close of the issue, a board meeting is called, to decide and approve allotment of debentures. In the said meeting, board also approves creation of charge on the company's assets. 10. Make entries in the register of debentures. After the allotment, Secretary has to make entries in the register of debenture holders, within 7 days, after the approval of allotment, by the board. In case debentures are issued in electronic form, register of debenture holders is not maintained by the company. 11. Issue of debenture certificate. The procedure for allotment of debentures has to be completed within 60 days from the receipt of debenture application money. Debenture certificates have to be issued to the debenture holders within 6 months of allotment of debentures.